What's going on, my good people? Mike Hidalgo here. Thank you for joining us on another FCP Euro DIY. Today I'm going to be working on a 2008 Mini Cooper S R56. Today on the Cooper behind me, we're going to be covering how to replace your engine air filter. This will be strictly for the N14 engines, however the N12 is not that much more different. In front of us we have one of the many options available on fcpo.com, which is the Hanks filter. We recommend you replace this every 15 to 30,000 miles or every 1 to 2 years, really depending on the kind of driving you do and the kind of conditions your vehicle sees. The vehicle behind us is at 159,000 miles. We're not sure when the filter was last done, so we're going to go ahead and replace it today. But before we get started on this, let's take a look at some of the tools we're going to need for this DIY. For this job, you're going to need a T25. We're using a 1/4 inch ratchet and a small flathead screwdriver. Just keep in mind, whenever you're doing any sort of air filtration replacement, oftentimes you may need a vacuum depending on how contaminated the area may be. So just keep that in the back pocket. If your air box is pretty filthy, get a vacuum or an air hose, clean it out. With that, let's go ahead and get started on this DIY. All right, my good people, we're under the hood of the R56. In order to get started, we're going to work on accessing the intake tube going into our airbox so that we can loosen that up and allow the airbox to come out. You may be able to wiggle the lid off without undoing any of this here, but the back of the airbox has a couple tabs that go into the lower section of the airbox. So the lid sometimes will fight you with the hardware that sticks out of it. So let's just show you how to do it the full removal and install way, if you will. We have our flathead screwdriver. We're going to work on undoing the clamp first that goes to our airbox lid. Pretty straightforward. Mass airflow sensor has a tiny little tab up top. Press this in and pull back. And then, as you've already noticed, for those of you watching the series, this car is a little bit worse for wear, but we do have 4 T25s up front that we're going to want to undo. Typically, those bolts are going to be captured with the exception of these 3 somehow have gone missing. So we'll remove the last remaining soldier here, T25 1/4 inch ratchet. That's going to hang on there. This intake tube can just be pulled off as you lift up the lid. Here are the tabs on the back that we mentioned that key into the bottom portion of the airbox. So that's why loosening this up gives you a lot more room to work with. Here's our old filter. Take notice of how the filter sits in the airbox. It's sitting flush with the top of it. It's not sitting over the edges or anything like that. Every car is a little bit different. Sometimes you'll see that on other models. Here is our old filter. As you can see, it is certainly due for a replacement. It is totally fried. We have our new filter, my good people. We're going to go ahead and pop this baby in. Again, being mindful of the seal sitting in nicely in the airbox so it's nice and flush with the top of it. I love it. Now we're going to make sure that these 3 tabs engage on the back of the airbox so that our lid is sitting in proper. All right, 3 tabs are in. There we go. We're going to work in the reverse now. We're going to snug down our 4 T25s. These are just going into plastic, so don't gorilla them on. Just nice and gentle. Use a calibrated wrist. Snug. Our airflow sensor can go back in. Beautiful. And now with that, we have our hose clamp for our intake boot. Make sure that the boot itself is sitting properly. There is a little notch cut out for it that goes around the sensor, so it really only goes on one way. And that'll also show you if it's on all the way. Then we'll just take our flathead screwdriver, snug it down. Beautiful. And with that, my good people, you have just completed step 1 of your overhaul on your own R56. Or maybe you just learned a new DIY. Regardless, if you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments on what we did today, leave those in the comment section below. And if you like this DIY and you want to see more like them, whether it's something as simple as an engine air filter or a clutch replacement, we've got you covered on that as well. Please consider subscribing and we can watch together. As always, thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.